Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. Another live chat we added. And OJ Simpson attorney warns that federal judge could sentence Diddy to a lengthy prison time. And the reason why he said that, there's a couple reasons on why he said that. One of the reasons he said because he's not letting him out of jail. He's going to stay in until October for the sentencing. He said that could be an indication that he's going to get sentenced to a lengthy prison time. He said he's not out of the woods. That's the same thing I said. More than likely, he's going to get some type of time, and he's just going to find out. He's going to find out in October how much. So that's what he's facing, man. He's going to give him something. I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's going to get time served." That's what people were telling me. I'm like, nah, he's not getting time served. He's not just getting off with just time served. He's going to get some time. October, he will find out exactly how much time he gets. But that's definitely what he's facing, man. Let me let you hear what Robert Cart. No, not. I'm sorry. I'm about to say Robert Kardashian. Oh my God, Robert Shapiro. Let's see. Let's listen to what he has to say. He said the same thing I said.
All that only one person is going to make. Many times we will rely on a probation report, a pre-sentence report, where they calculate the guidelines. The guidelines most likely, and I'm just going to guess, they're number counts. They go from 1 on up, and the higher the number, the greater the sentence. But again, these are only advisory. But generally, judges are following those guidelines. So I would say the guidelines are probably going to come out in the 2.5 to 3.5 year range. Just an approximation. Whether or not he had a criminal history, I don't know. That could raise it. But having said that, and having seen that this judge did not release him on bail, I think a message may be coming that you're going to be spending a lot more time, so no reason to let you come out and come back in. And if the judge looks at that tape in his mind and is reminded about it again, which was brought up in the plea to have Diddy released on bail, then I think there is a real chance that a substantial sentence will be forthcoming.
All right, that's what he said right there. He said he think a substantial sentence will be forthcoming. Now, like I said, he doesn't have any priors, so he would. I don't think he has any priors, not to my knowledge, as far as within the last 10 years. So I looked into that earlier. I don't think he does have any priors within the last 10. So he should be straight on that end. He should be. He should be. He said peace reflections. I just saw that. He just caught me off guard with that one. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? What's up, Sharice? What's up, Cheek? I ain't even gonna say your full name. That's how you threw me off. You said peace reflections. What's up, real deal? Hold up. What's going on? Quan, what's up? Yeah, he threw me off with that peace reflections one. So definitely gonna see what time this man gonna get. He is facing a substantial amount of time here. The reason why I say that is because um, just that alone. You know, just that alone. Hold on, let me take this off. I don't need this. It's not working anyway. Um, you figure, I mean, okay, I know that as far as the guidelines is concerned, I understand that they couldn't let him out, but October, I mean, he's saying 2.5 to 3 year sentence. Well, if he gets sentenced to 2.5, by the time he gets sentenced, he's already going to have a year time served. So then he's looking at a year, and he'll be out maybe in another 6 months, if not that, maybe 5. Maybe they might cut it in half, and he'll be out. So he got to spend a little bit more time. If 2.5 years is it should be okay with him. He could do the rest in MDC. But if the judge come back and sentence him to let's say a total of 8 years, he got to do. I will appeal that. That's kind of for that particular charge. That's for me. I think that might be excessive. And you know they used that Mann Act against Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson got sentenced to a year. They sentenced him to a year. I don't think he did a full year, but they sentenced him to a year. Just that charge alone has racial undertones to it. Watch this. Let me bring that Mann Act up, and you're gonna see. Okay, watch this. Watch what it's called. It's called the White Slave Traffic Act. The Mann Act, also known as the White Slave Traffic Act. That alone right there, they shouldn't be using it no more. It still has that verbiage in it. They wouldn't have used this Mann Act if it was Mary J. Blige. I'm just telling y'all this. They wouldn't have used it against. And now you get where I'm going. They wouldn't have used this Mann Act if it was against Mary J. Blige, man, or just name somebody else. They wouldn't have used it. They wouldn't have used this. This has racial undertones to it. The White Slave Traffic Act, man. That's what he got convicted on. And it's real easy to do it. Now, I know the modern language has been amended, but still, it didn't involve no minors. It didn't involve non-consensual. It didn't involve adult videos involving minors. See, this is all with R. Kelly. But it's the transportation occurred across state lines or international borders for the purpose that engage in criminal sex activity. But I'm telling you right now, what if he gave them 10 years apiece consecutive? That's 20 years. He would get out though. That will literally be excessive, but he could sentence him to that. But I think it's going to be a lengthy sentence because he already said that he is, what do you call it? A danger to the public. If he's a danger to the public, why would he let him out right now? If he's a danger to the public. Yeah, you got me cheap with that Peace Reflections. You got me there. You got me on that one. Hold on, let me see your picture. Oh my God, he got Bill Cosby. Oh Lord, he got Bill Cosby as a picture. You said they're gonna do him like OJ. They are, Anthony. They're gonna do him like OJ. Remember when OJ got sentenced? He was sitting there like, damn. Ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, they got OJ good, man. He was like, dang. Boy, they sentenced him so bad, even OJ was like, damn. You remember that? Yeah, that was crazy. Ooh, OJ was like, whoo. Even I said the same thing when the judge got him. I was like, woo, Lord have mercy. That's how I said it. I was like, Lord have mercy. Lord. That's exactly how when he got sentenced, that's exactly what I said. Lord have mercy. They don't got the juice. They got the juice bad. That's what's gonna happen again. We going when I leave there in October, I'm like, Lord have mercy. Lord Jesus. They don't got brother love. That's what it seemed like, man. But like I said, we gonna find out. We gonna find out, man, on what's really gonna go down when it happens. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna switch over to my phone. Yeah, they're gonna be like, we might lead in like, Lord have mercy. Boy, they don't got Diddy. I'm just a little bit. If I was him, I'll be a little bit apprehensive. I'll be a little bit suspect when he keeps saying I'm a danger to the community. How you doing? Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. So yeah, so this BS, how you doing? Just sitting here trying to figure out what they're gonna give old boy because the judge keeps saying that he's a danger, and that's a problem. I'm like, look, I didn't get convicted on this racketeering and all that, you know. So wait, hold on a second. Yeah, man. I would be like, look, wait a minute. I'll be like, hold your horses, man. But we're gonna see. So he said you're a danger to the community, stuff like that. And yeah, you need to be worried for sure. What's up, ZS? What's up, Scoop? Hold on, you said the judge grew up in the Diddy era. He knows his behavior back in the day and the bullshit he got away with. You think the judge know all that, man? The judge gonna be like, yeah, this for big, man. You think the judge gonna do that, man? That's not good. You said the judge grew. Oh, I gotta highlight that, bro, for real. You said the judge grew up in the Diddy era. He know his behavior back in the day and the bullshit he got away with. Man, I hope he not coming into sentencing with that thought. Because if he do, he can be like, look, man, I'm gonna give you 7 years apiece, consecutive. That's it. So, but I think he'll get the low end for sure. They'll meet somewhere in the middle. He don't have any run-ins within the past 10 years. October 3rd, I believe. Once you get to August, October will be here before you know it. Soon as August hit, yeah, October 3rd will be here right before you know it, for sure. Yep, the original sentencing date is October 3rd, so that's what they agreed with. Because at that time, he got to look at it like this: if I'm gonna get some time, at least I have a year time served. If I'm gonna get some time, all right. At least I got a year time served under my belt. So you gotta look at it that in that positive aspect. Yeah, I have a year time served under my belt, and we'll take it from there. You said judges are human and definitely biased. Yeah, because we don't know what he's thinking in his head. You know what I'm saying? The only way we'll get past that biasness unless we use robots. Because yeah, when you got the humans in it, they could be like, you know what? I'm gonna show this MF a lesson. I'm gonna teach him a lesson for sure. I'm gonna teach him something that he ain't gonna never forget. You know, they could, but they won't say it, but you won't know they're saying it. I'm finna teach this MF a lesson that he ain't gonna never forget. Okay? He ain't gonna never forget this work. Now he's not supposed to do that, right? That he's not supposed to come that way. Like you said, these people are human at the end of the day. He's like, I'm finna teach him a MFing lesson, and ain't nobody gonna forget it. Nobody. Because they already left people oohing and ahhing already. It was already some oohing and ahhing in there. When he said bail denied, just straight off top, bail denied. There was a lot of oohing and ahhing. So that was the first oohing and ahhing. It happened quite a bit in that when I was watching. Because when he came in and he was like, look, just off top, bail Ain't no bail. All right. That's just we just going off top with it. No bail. Everybody was like, ooh, oh my God, ooh, oh Lord, ooh. You know, just straight up off top with it. No bail, baby. I was there. You know what I'm saying? Just off top with no bail, no nothing. So, so I see how people feel. You know what I mean? Like you just don't know what that man gonna be thinking. Hold on one second. Back. Yeah, yeah. So we'll see, man. We definitely will see. Yeah, it's October 3rd. It is a Biden appointee. Yep, he was appointed in the Biden administration for sure. Yes, he was, man. Oh, I didn't know I still had these. Okay, cool. There's some clarity in the car. Didn't even know that. Yeah, Biden appointee, bro. So he might be looking to really serve him, man. But again, we'll see. We don't know yet. Because some people were saying, like, why does it take so long, for the sentencing hearing? It's usually like that. It would have been better if he was on the outside, then after he gets sentenced, he don't typically have to turn himself in right away. They could set up a time for him to turn himself in, which could be February after that. But being that he's already in custody, he'll just start serving his time. Just like, it won't be no gaps or anything. So he's just going with it like that. Yeah, there would be no gaps in time or anything like that. I know people keep saying that the feds are working on a new indictment. I mean, I don't know about that. What do you think? You think so? That'd be kind of like crazy though. Like, I know people want him like down bad, but they're gonna have to wait for sentencing though, because a judge could really stick it to him. Yeah, people want this guy down bad, for sure. Yeah, I'm just hearing how people talking about it. They want this man gone. Like type of time on him. Yeah, they want all type of time on him. They want let's see, let's go over here. They want the judge to max him out, man. This don't work that way. He don't have any priors. You know, I can see if he has some priors, but he don't have any. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'll be right back. Come back down here. I forgot something. Yeah, he don't have no priors, man. So I mean, how much time are you gonna give him? He can't come back and say 8 years apiece consecutive. Nah, yo, not for that. Because we already know it's called the White Slave Act. I don't even know why that's still on the books. And you know damn well, damn, that dude system is loud. Man, dude system was loud, man. We used to do that back in the day. You know, have the cars with the system in it. I mean, it's like blockbuster loud. Craziness. You said I think 5 years each. Nah, that's too much, Ryan. Five apiece consecutive, that's excessive. 10 years excessive. That's his first offense. That's his first offense. It's excessive. He can literally appeal that. Yep. He doesn't have a record. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so yeah, I could see if he had a record. Yeah, see if he run it 5 years apiece consecutive, he got to do the first five. Let me see. So that's if he get parole on the first one. He would have to do 3.5 on the first one. If he get parole on that, then do another three. That's excessive. So really, he's looking at 7 years if they do that. But it's been done before with OJ. It's been done with OJ. So I mean, the judge man could really stick it to him. And I like I said, I ain't got nothing against the judge, but I'm not saying he like that. But I ain't even gonna say it. Just know this man is. I don't know. He's supposed to be fair about it, but we'll see. But he didn't let him out. He said he has a history of propensity for violence. He has a propensity for violence and not letting him out. Even though he didn't get charged with domestic, but he said they still submitted to it in the closing statements. Yeah, he said that in the closing statements, man. So I don't know. Yeah, he might be looking at that, Ryan. You might be right, 8 to 10. And there's going to be an outcry in that courtroom. They're gonna do it again. They're gonna gasp again because we've already done it. We're gonna be like, oh Lord, oh my God, it's gonna be like that again. So that's crazy. I would have objected to that judge presiding over the case. I would have been petty about it. Like, nah, he can't preside over this case, man. I would have objected to that. But he been fair so far. You like, why would you object? Because he knew. But maybe he did get the right judge. We're gonna have to give him the. We're gonna have to wait and see. I'm just looking at this. If I was getting sentenced, for me, I think a fair sentence is 2 years, and he got a year. And by the time he gets sentenced, he gonna have a time served. So he's looking at a few more months. That's fair. Because if I'm the judge, I'm like, damn, he paying this woman rent still. Gave the other woman 20 million. That's how I'll be looking at it. But see, yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Let's move on. Oh yeah, the victim impact statements. That's gonna hurt him too. Oh yeah. You said they're never close to the defendant. You're right, J Mac. That's why he got every reason to be worried. He told him he's doing a good job. If you notice the judge, I don't think he said thank you. Maybe he did say thank you. I don't know. But if he didn't say nothing, holy crap. I mean, he don't have to say thank you, right? Because they They look at it as they are superior. They're not superior. God is superior. That's how I see it. But he can give it to him, and he has to be prepared for that one. That's what OJ lawyer said. Robert Shapiro. He said expect a lengthy jail sentence here. And look, here's the thing: if the feds want to do the right thing, release them Epstein files. If they want to do the right thing, but they're not because they not. I don't expect it. You know, when they talk about they're going to release it, I knew we weren't going to see that. We weren't going to see that. I did not expect to see that. Oh, he did. He did say thank you. Okay, I wasn't there. I wasn't there that day. I would have thought so. I would have thought he said thank you. He seemed like I'm giving him the benefit. I think I think he kind of cool. He don't give me no reason that he's not fair. I mean, I've been watching him. I've been watching, listening. He's objected to the government as well. He even said to the government, "What's up with this RICO, man?" He even said that. They were like they're getting to it. He said that. So he may have not thought it was a RICO either. He did say that. Their investigation found that there isn't a list. Okay, man. If there wasn't a list, there was people at his island. They're not gonna show that. They're not gonna release that list. There are people that went to that island. What are you going to that island for? Just to enjoy the views? I don't know. Maybe so. It could have been like you had business there, you know? Maybe they don't want to release it because people are going to start talking. And then they're going to be, it's a whole headache. People going to start assuming stuff, stuff like that. Just like people were talking in this Diddy situation. He, you know, drugs in the baby oil, all types of stuff, man. That wasn't true. Somebody said they had video evidence they turned over allegedly. I don't know that if nothing like that came up. Maybe it was, but it didn't come up in the trial. Nothing of the sort, came up. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors came out.
Another bankruptcy,
You know, Busby was on a panel recently with another lawyer. I forget who it was. He was like, yeah, all these people came out with these lawsuits and up in the 20s. Right. So it should be, about 2 years. That's why I say 2 years is fair. And that's why he probably not objecting to the wait, because by October he'll have a year time served, more than a year. Yeah, more than a year time served. He have a year and a month maybe time served. He have 13 months, and then minus that off the 2 years, he'll be out in no time. That's fair. Or he could get out now, or he can get out to home confinement, whatever the case is, or halfway house, or something. I don't think he's gonna. I honestly don't think. Based on his, like you said, it's a point system. So I don't think it's not. I don't think it's likely that he'll get, but he could though. Yeah, the judge has leeway, but it got to be fair. Because if it's not fair, they're gonna appeal that. And some people are saying now that he might have appeal action because of the jury. It's the way the jury. That's why I say with the jury, you got to be careful. If you're gonna come out and start talking, you got to be careful on what you say because that can lead to an appeal just based on what he's saying. You know, he said, "Yeah, we didn't think," but he was an alternate. What do you mean we don't think? You weren't supposed to be discussing the case. You know, I'm thinking. I'm just thinking if it was me, someone went home and researched it. They probably was all up in the live chats. Should have been sequestered. It ain't nothing to use a VPN to mask your to mask your IP address. Mask your IP address, and then do all the research you want. But if he was saying that they thought this and thought that, I could see if he wasn't an alternate, then yeah, he could talk like that. Because he could talk about the deliberation. But he wasn't talking about no deliberation. But really, do he really want to appeal it? I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know if he really wanted to appeal it. Especially if he only get a little bit of time. I don't know. So I'm going to be like, man, do I really want to appeal it? I got a year. So maybe if he get 2 years time credit, he'll get out. Do the rest on the street. But I don't think that's happening. He's like, nope, we remanding you until you make parole. Yep, we remanding you until you make parole. That's it. Yeah, man. Yep, we remanding you, and that's it. Ms. VS, we remanding you. That's it. You'll get out when you get out, and that's it. You said there's no way he getting 2 years. If it's fair, he's getting 2 years. Because remember, he's not a criminal enterprise. The jury has spoken. He's not a criminal enterprise. They didn't charge him with domestic. They pretty much, I honestly think he got overcharged, even though, like I said, ain't nobody taking up for the domestic stuff. But I'm just all about being fair. So if he is pretty much If the judge is gonna be fair, that's it. But I'm gonna tell you though, victim impact statements, man. Yeah, if it's over that, yeah, he can appeal it for sure. He has 14 days after he gets sentenced to appeal it, which he will do. But it's been interesting, man. The juror was saying, "Nah, this wasn't no criminal enterprise." He said, "We went by the book." But see, the problem is, you were an alternate, so you don't know how the other jurors felt. You're not supposed to know that. That means they might have been talking. He didn't get charged with the guns. That was a part of the predicate acts. That wasn't an official charge. It was a predicate act. So look, they could have easily got him on a criminal enterprise. I'm telling y'all that they could have. They nullified it. They nullified the They nullified that because you had the guns found in his house. The 100,000 he paid. Um, Cassie mother had to send money, even though he sent it back. What's the likelihood of somebody's car getting burned up after you send a text threatening it's gonna happen? Yeah, they nullified that. Like I said I would have nullified it as well. So I definitely would have. I agree with them on that. Like, I mean, it was real easy though if you followed, you know. But they showed him favor. It was like this wasn't no criminal enterprise. This was just like he lived in his own world, and they were just all drinking and drugging and doing all type of stuff. You said he was a John, not a pimp. I know he was a John. You ain't never seen a John charged with a RICO. That's what happened, man. Hate to say it. Straight up John. You said at the end of the day, New York still loves Diddy for the most part. And you got to think about it. This jury was very diverse in age and everything. They still said no to the RICO. Nope. Nah, we good on that. They waved to us when they left. I was standing out there. You just, from my camera, you couldn't see them, but they waved. They waved to us, and they had a Sprinter van to take them off to an undisclosed location so that the press won't follow them. Because some of them may not want to talk to the press. You might have a few, but I think I wouldn't want to talk to the press either. Now, according to a YouTuber that was in the courtroom, she said that one juror that's talking, she said he would look at everybody and look around, take everything in. She said it was like he wanted the clout. You know, he like pause for a minute and look around. Okay, so let's say if he gets sentenced to 10 years, it has to be concurrent. He has to sentence him concurrent, which means he got a year time served. So he's looking at 4 years before he get out. He's looking at 3.5 before he get out. That's still too much time for me. You got to think about it. Okay, so if he get 10 years, that's five apiece. Run it concurrent. It'll be he just do one sentence. He got year time served, so he's looking at 4 before he gets out. We're actually looking at 3.5 before he gets out. and then the rest is on parole. But I don't see him giving that. I don't see that. But the prosecutors are not asking for they asking starting at 60 months. That's what they're saying, starting at 60 months. So they want to start at 5 years. Yeah, you how you gonna get caught? How you gonna get convicted on the white slave law? That's what it's called. Let's forget the Mann Act. Forget that. It's called the White Slave Act, and he got convicted on that. The White Slave Act, man. The White Slave Act. What did you get convicted on? The White Slave Act. That's what he got convicted on. The White Slave Act. There wasn't no slaves here, but that's how it's written. They do need to get rid of it. That's why if I was the judge, I'm like, look here, man. You know what I would do? Look here, man. I'm gonna sentence you to a total. Let me see what I would do. You know what I would do? By the time October come, he would have 13 months, right? So I would sentence him to 7 months apiece. Seven, and I run it. I'll run it. I'll run it. I'll run it consecutive, and that means he can go home, straight up. That's it. I'll run it consecutive, and he can go home. He got 14 months. He got 13 times, and that's it. He done. I'll let him go walk. That's it. That's it. All right, I'll do 8 months apiece, and I'll run it consecutive. That's what I would do. So that's 16 months. He already got 12 months. So that's 4 months. So he'll be out. I'll let him go. I'd let him do the rest on the street on parole. 4 months. That's it. Actually, that'll be it. I just let him go. That's what I'll do because he already got a year. And how you gonna get it, man? He paid this woman 20 minutes. I wouldn't have paid her. You know what a lawyer said? He said at this juncture he wouldn't have paid her. He would have let it. He would just let it go to trial because he was gonna get going. He was gonna go to criminal trial anyway. So why pay her? Pay her at the end because he got convicted on the Mann Act, so she wouldn't have got $20 million straight up. But he didn't know. Hindsight is 2020, so he didn't know. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have paid her. I don't think it's right. I just don't. I don't. I don't think it's right, man. But that's just me. $20 million for what? $20 million. I actually got 30, but you minus the lawyer fees and the taxes. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like for you got money or you got an excessive amount of money, you got to be careful out here. I remember Tiger Woods' girlfriend tried to sue him for for alimony, and they weren't even married, yo. The judge told her to get the f out of this court, yo. Like, get out of here, yo. Were y'all married? No. All right. Well, you don't. You're not entitled to anything. You know. You got to be careful out here these days. You said in between. Yeah. If he go in between, that's 35 months. So he already. Okay. So he got 35 months minus 12. And you know how they owe no taxes on the settlement? But she had to pay them lawyer fees, though. No, I didn't see the letter. You said 51 months each. Hell no. No, Miss VS. That's excessive. No, no, no. That's like 8 years. No, no. You mean running concurrent? That's still bad. Yeah, you do 80, then another 15% off because you do 85%. Yeah, you minus the 15% off. Yeah, I wouldn't have paid her either. I like, well, we just gonna have to go to trial then, because I'm already gonna get in trouble. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just a crazy situation. Now, I know what some people are doing. We have to hold him accountable because he was doing all types of crazy stuff. Yeah, he was. I never, I never said I didn't hold him accountable. But you got to be fair with it. I mean, I don't think nobody denying that. Yeah, I mean, I say you got to be fair. Yeah, Jack Johnson got a year and a day. No, there's the punishment. The punishment is like a year, Ms. VS. 6 months apiece. That's fair. He didn't get charged with the craziness. He didn't. That's on them. He didn't get charged with that. He didn't. He didn't get charged for doing the most. He was. I'm being fair on this one. Say he was. I'm holding him accountable. He was doing all types of craziness. Okay. He was running it like it's his kingdom. In fact, all types of debauchery. Right, Nicole. We holding him on that. Even he called it that. So did he know about the Mann Act? Because why did he call it debauchery? He may have known about it. Now you don't play with them folks like that, man. That's one thing you don't do is sit up there and play with them people. You know what I'm saying? And their laws. And he called it debauchery. That's what he called it. And that's what it says in the Mann Act, debauchery. Like, what would be the likelihood of him calling it debauchery and that's the law? Man, it's crazy. I think this is a damn movie. You said a new. I know keep people saying a new case, but a new case for what? Look, if they bring up a new case on them, I'm gonna make every video on nullification. At this point, y'all going crazy. Y'all going ham now. Y'all ODing. Another case for what? For what? Go fight crime out here. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on. I felt like I was the extra in a movie. I did. Did you know? I'm gonna tell y'all. So there was a lot of people out there strategically being used, and yeah, they all falling out with each other now. It's hilarious. You ain't heard it from me. Everybody falling out. That's why I tell you the best way to move is by yourself. Okay. Yes, I did link up with a few people, but none of them were dudes. None of them. None of them were dudes because I know how it is. Straight up crisis. It was two crisis. I know for a fact there was at least 3 or 4 crisis actors out there, maybe 5. The ones that's out there crashing out, that's not normal to be out there crashing out. You're either an agent of chaos or you're a crisis actor. Okay? And there was a lot of people out there trying to discourage us from making videos, but it didn't work. People come and playing music just so you can get demonetized, but all you gotta do is mute it. And somebody went up to the dude like, yo, man, we out here making videos and you out here playing music. We can get demonetized. Yo, cut that off. And he just smiled. He said, bro, cut that off, man. He said, oh, walk down. He said, I'm not saying that you can't stay here, but we got business out here. And he kind of lowered the music. But he came back every day playing that music. He's playing some good music. He's playing the goodies. And then there was another dude came out there, no shirt on, standing on this, like standing on the statue thing, people taking photos of him, playing his music. And then another dude out there yelling. He's like, yeah, this is what we out here for, right? He like looking at me. This is what we out here for, right? I said, man, shut your ass up, man. What you mean, man? Shut up. Why don't you go talk to the media? Why are you looking at your own people like that and yelling at us? Man, go talk to your people, man. I mean, go talk to somebody else. Don't sit up here and talk to us, man. Ain't nobody intimidated of you. So go sit down somewhere. That's what I wanted to say to him. He said, yeah, this is what we out here for, playing about the Benjamins and all that. He was playing that. He's like, this is what we out here for, right? I mean, shut up, man. That's what I wanted to say. But it was too hot out there to get into conflict. Get your ass out of here. But anyway, let me get up out of here. I'm going to be back with a part 2. I will catch y'all in a hot second. Yeah, fucking crisis actors, man. I'll be back, y'all.